So I'm doing some recordings. I originally had these recorded and they were on my Facebook Live and they're actually there. But I couldn't do it to my YouTube. So this is me doing it there. You'll see the same outfit and the same look for each one. But I'm just re-recording it. Um, I was just talking about my favorite sin. Uh, my favorite sin out of all the seven deadly sins, right? Because they're all deadly. But I do have a favorite, and I think I think they're not that bad in general. Um, my favorite is envy. Envy is like not that harmful by itself. More importantly, envy is the thing that tells you what you are, you need to work on, what's wrong with you, that kind of stuff. Um, most people uh, see envy like I don't know. People don't want to own up to their problems, or they don't want to own up to the unattractive parts of life. That's what it is. They don't want to own up to stuff like that. Like nobody wants to talk about poop. Like you poop. It is what it is. Like stop ignoring the ugly. And it's not ugly. It's just a natural form of life. Like envy is a natural form of life. It's a natural feeling. It tells us just like a cold, like a sniffle tells you you're getting sick. Envy tells you that emotionally there's something you're missing or in your life that you're not satisfied with your situation. So to ignore it and act like it's not the case is just like it's crazy. It's I mean like you have that sniffle, but you walk around with no jacket on. You're not taking the things, the necessary uh, corrective measures to address the issues at our hand because you don't see it as an issue. So you're walking around like, oh, that girl thinks she's something, and that dude thinks she's something because he's flossing. He's sitting there popping bottles every night like he's somebody, that kind of stuff. Instead of him saying, why am I looking at this person? I don't need to look at that person. That person's doing what they're doing. That's what it is. If I was satisfied with what I was doing, it wouldn't be an issue. So I have a tendency to like these things because when I work when I work with people, um, they don't want to acknowledge it. It is like I acknowledge these things. Like I encourage acknowledging the faults and flaws. Somebody asked me for my last podcast, which I did with a friend, and I have to figure out how to put that online on YouTube. And I was telling them that I liked people who didn't like me, and not to be like I like them for my friend. I just like them because they're being honest. And it's easy to act like you like somebody. I mean, you may like them or not, but it's so much harder to be like, you know what, I will feature you. And I appreciate that. I think that I mean, the people who haven't liked me, it's usually based on their own perceptions, and I have no control over that, and I don't try to control it. But I give people opportunity to see me, and if they change their mind, it's no harm, no foul for me, because it's like, I respect you for being true to your current feeling at this moment and not liking me. So, like, my best friend didn't like me at first. She thought I was a stuck up sorority girl. So, there's nothing that's just me. So coming back to envy, um, you see people. Like for me, I'll speak for me. Like I'm envious of people who are in great shape because it's so hard to get in great shape. And for me, it's equally as hard because I'm trying to do all these other things and do this. And it's like, oh man, how do they do it? And instead of me worrying about how they do it, I need to focus on how I need to do it, because I still have these things going on, these things, all these, what is it, irons in the fire? Yep, irons in the fire, old people statement. So I need to figure out for me what works for me. So acknowledge that, acknowledge the flaw, acknowledge that you're looking at other people and you're like attacking them on some level, and find out if that level that you're attacking them on is a reflection of what you're missing in yourself. And then once you figure that out, put it on a sheet of paper. Identify what the issue is. Identify what's lacking in your life that makes you do that. Like, if you were perfectly happy with yourself, if you were perfectly, like, Somebody who's focused on their own business never has time to focus on others. That's symptomatic, right? So if you're focusing on other people and you're making judgment calls, that takes time. It takes time and energy and effort. So let's figure out what's taking your time. Let's put it on a sheet of paper and let's address that. Once you address what the issue is, once you address how it reflects on you, now let's start addressing to how to fix that situation, right? So, for example, for me, I see people who are in great shape, and I'm like, man, I need to get in great shape. That person's so lucky. Um, and then I look at it, like, is it me? I'm looking at their situation because I need to fix that situation for myself. And it's like, yeah, I do. So, what do I need to do to fix it? And what do I need to give up to fix it? Because if you keep doing things the same way, you're going to get the same results. Therefore, you need to be willing to give a thought about giving up something to gain something in return. Like, I can't have all these things in different fires if I need to focus on my health. Like, I have to start pulling back. I have to start finding the time to do this. Same thing with you. You see some chick or walking down the street and you're like, man, she gets all the guys' attention. She thinks she's somebody. Her hair's always done, her nails always did, her face always beat, and whatever. And do you want that attention? Do you wish you were that girl walking down the street and never have to worry about people they're giving attention to that person? Do you want that feeling of adoration? Um, I remember a long time ago when I was in my early 20s, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and she just showed me how she bought this house that was on a beach, and the guy who owned it died of AIDS, and his family was like, yeah, AIDS house, and so they sold it to her like real cheap with all the furniture in it, which is super stupid, but whatever. Um, Her benefit. So I was like, oh my God, you're so lucky that you found this house. And she looked at me, she got real serious, and she was like, you know, never look at what I have and judge it because you don't know what I did to get it. And I'm like, ooh, okay, well, um, I got it. I got what she was saying on that statement. I got what she was trying to say. Uh, and she's right. You don't know that girl walking down the street with all those people attention. It takes time to make sure your hair is beat. Believe me, I can't stand taking the time to do my hair. Like, it takes time to put on all that makeup. It takes time to go get your nails done. It takes money to do all this stuff too, to make sure your outfit looks like this. You haven't seen an outfit before. All this stuff takes money. Are you willing to put forth that effort? And then here's the thing. Sometimes when you look at people, right? And I encourage people to try to um, do that. Like, try to give the effort towards, like, if you see somebody in the gym, I mean, like, their body's like ripped, give the effort to try to do that. I encourage that. If you see a person who owns a house and you want to own a house, figure out what it takes to do it. Give the effort towards doing it. I tend to not encourage, if you're in a financial deficit, not to try to give the money over to it, but sometimes lessons need to be learned. Like, maybe you see what they have and you're not in a position to get what they have, but you're in a position to get what you have. What would make you happy? Like, will that $1 million house make you happy? Let's start doing the math. Like, for you to have $1 million house, you need to have a monthly payment, a mortgage payment of this much. Now, could you have $1 million house? Yes. Everybody can have $1 million house, right? If you start getting people, like, I can call my homeboy and I can call my friend and we can get $1 million house with 6 bedrooms and we can rent out each bedroom and pay a portion of the note. That can work. If that works for you, then fine. Like, there are ways to figure these things out. The $1 million note also comes with $1 million like property tax on that $1 million. It also comes with a steep utility bill and all the extras and repair work and whatever. And once you start doing the math, and if you see how much money you have to make to do it, and you're willing to put in the hours and energy, and it makes you happy to get that, so be it. Most of the time, once you realize what it takes to maintain this, it's not worth the energy. Like, I used to be that girl. I used to keep my hair laid, right? I used to keep a wrap. I used to go to the beautician every week. I'd be in the beautician for 5 hours every week, and it was added value though. I loved it. I mean, like, it worth every penny for me. But everybody doesn't have that kind of time and energy to put towards doing stuff. Um, I tried to be the girl who kept like a full set of nails and always going to a facial appointment. You know, I'm not a makeup person. This is all you get. Um, so I tried to be those people. I'm like, I tried to be a person who always wear earrings. I hate earrings. They hurt. Ugh, I hate them. I want to rip them out. You know, I tried to be these people and it didn't fit me. So I said, all right, I got it. Me looking at this person who always keeps their nails done, that's great for them. For me, every time I bang my nails up against something, it hurts my soul. Like it just, oh, it hurts so bad. So it's not worth it. So now I know. So when I see the person who's walking down the street with nails on, I feel nothing because it didn't work for me. It works for them, that's great. It doesn't work for me. What does work for me? So yeah, see what they have, identify what they have is what you want, figure out how to get what they have. I would prefer you figure out what they have would mean for you in your life. Play the scene out in your head, and if it still works for you, try it. And the day it doesn't work anymore, stop and then let it go. And that's why envy is like my fave, like because it will tell you everything you need to know, and you can just encourage it. Like I was saying that what happens, like a cold analogy, right? You have a sniffle, you act like it's not a sniffle, then it turns into a cold. What happens if you ignore the cold? Then it turns into flu or pneumonia or something like that, and it can kill you. If you don't like, it's no different like than a cold. The cold tells you that you're getting sick. Envy, greed, and all that kind of stuff is telling you there's an emotional part that's not happening for you. So, uh, I think that's it. I gave you your actionable steps for it. If you have any questions about it, like it's just like for me, I'm fascinated by the things that people are afraid to attack. I'm so fascinated by it. So I encourage people to own those negative parts of themselves because it only makes you better. Um, or at least it makes you honest. And you know, lying to yourself is the like just the worst. You can get better and everything can work better for you, but you just need to be honest with yourself. So you have a great day. I don't know when I'm posting this. So from my heart to yours, you have a good one.